Good morning, everyone. How are you doing? How are you doing? It is a beautiful day here in Houston, Texas, where I am. This is Cami Hoyza, and I am coming to you today for Smart Social Secrets tips. And we're going to be talking about the one thing that you can do to get more sales quickly. So I'm just going to talk to you. Actually, I have three things that I'm going to cover overall, but I just want to talk to you a little bit about how you can, move people from that point of you talking to them about something and making decisions. So I'll tell you a little bit about me. I am a agency owner. I own a social media marketing agency. And we have clients. So I'm going to talk in terms of my clients and how we kind of get clients in the door. But you can use these techniques for really any kind of organization or business. So definitely have your questions ready. Let me know you're here. I have my comments up. I'd love to interact with you as we go along and answer your questions and also give you some information. So first thing I'm going to say is the one thing that you can change, you can tweak today to get people to take action on your offers is, and this is it, is to sell the benefits instead of the features. So we tend to have a bullet point of all the features that we're going to offer people. You sign up for this, you're going to get this, and this. You have like all these features, and you need those because people do need to know what they're getting for their money, right? And it seems intuitive to think that what I'm going to do is I'm going to go out and talk about all of these features and exactly what they're going to get for each one. And they're going to think, wow, that's a lot of stuff and it's worth the money, right? So that's sort of like our intuitive way of thinking as humans. It's just kind of the deal. We have our shopping list. We have like everything we do in lists, right? So why not list the benefits or why not list the features, on an offer? So let's just say that you have an offer that has maybe 6, 7, 8, 9 features, so people are going to start looking at those. So what I found is that the more that you do this, the more also people start to pull apart your offer. So that you have an offer with like, these are the 5 deliverables I'm going to do for you. And they're like, well, that one deliverable there, I'm not so sure I need it. I mean, they need it because that you're the expert and that they need that in order to get results for what they do. But then they kind of hedge their bets and they say, well, how much would it cost if I took away that one feature or that one feature of your offer? And so what ends up happening, which is really an interesting psychological thing, is that people get very logical whenever you give them information in this manner, whenever you tell them these are all the things that you're going to get. So what the one little tweak that you can make to all of your offers, I mean, definitely you have your features for sure, but up front, you need to have the benefits of the offer. These are often more how it's going to make them feel, how it's going to solve their problem, what's going to happen afterwards. So having how it's going to make them feel, like you're going to go from this state to this state. So you're going to go from not sure what to post every day on social media to having everything ready and done and attracting your ideal client. So you're going to go from this to this. So do you hear that that's not really a feature? In between there, I have a lot of features because, in order to get them from, not sure what they're going to post every day to having complete clarity about that, I know that they need to have a strategy. I know that we need to have a 6-month planner. I know that they need an influence 20 list that'll help them to figure out who their influencers are they're going to be reaching out to, and they have to have a system for that so they keep up with it. I actually put one together. I actually put it in the title here, and it depends on where you're at. If you're on Facebook, it's in the caption. If you're on YouTube, it's also in the description. If you're on LinkedIn, it's in the caption, and on Twitter, it's actually one of my top. It's in my bio. So what we've done is we've put together a 2x2 where it teaches you how to go out every day and make intentional relationships with people. So again, these are the features of the deal. So do you see how all of a sudden it's really crowded? It's like people want to know what you can do to get them from A to B. So if A is, I am like sitting here again thinking I should be posting something, but I don't want it to be too promotional. I don't want it to be this. I don't want to be that. And on this other side, you're thinking, okay, now what if you woke up every morning and it was done, like it was scheduled. All you have to do maybe is show up once a day to interact with people around the content that's already there. How would that be different for you? So do you hear the difference? Do you guys get that? Just make sure, I'd love to know, say yes in the comment if you really hear what I'm saying here. This is the one real thing that makes the biggest difference for any offer that you have. I think about even a nonprofit, I talk to nonprofits all the time and they're like, how do we get people to donate? And I'm like, well, you can tell them like what their donation is going to impact. How does that make an impact in the world? Because usually if you're donating to a nonprofit, it's because you want to make some kind of impact. And so you need to talk about how that has impacted lives of people or has changed something in the marketplace or has changed people's minds about things. Does this make sense to everyone? Hopefully it does. So that is the absolute one thing, the number one thing that can get you people off of that indecision point. Like, do I want this thing? Do I not want this thing? If you can actually speak directly into how it's going to make a difference in their life for them, not you, not what you think, not like, here's my awesome product. We've worked on it forever. We have all these features and it's amazing. We tend to get real myopic around our creations. Like we feel like our creations are the best thing that ever happened. And so we tend, hi Tracy, thank you for saying yes. So I know you're there. We tend to get kind of really focused around that kind of stuff. Like we really do. And so because of that, and it makes sense because, we spent so much time crafting that offer, coming up with all the ideas. We're excited to get it out there and people then just like don't care because it's really not about them. Then if we talk about just the features of our product, it's about us and it's about our product, not about them and their life and how it's going to impact or change their life. It is not easy to do, by the way. So, I say this is real simple. It's a one simple tweak. It's not simple because here's why. You have to go out and talk to people. You have to talk to people about what their problems actually are. And you have to get that information and then use that information in your offer language. So one of the things I like to say is that you want to go out and find out what people's biggest objections would be to your offer and then talk about that. Because usually the objections speak to their needs. And I know that sounds really weird, but when people talk about their objections, they say, well, I don't have that. I don't want to buy your product because, let's say it's an information product. I don't want to buy your information product because I don't have the time to consume it properly. And I don't really think I'd have time for that. If you dig into that just a little deeper, what you're going to find out is that people have an issue with time in the sense that they are ready. That's really why they feel like they're not getting it done. They're not getting it done because they don't have time. So why would buying your product help them manufacture more time? So if you can teach them how that would happen, like here's the thing, you can get your social media posting done in 2 hours, like all of your ideas for 6 months. I actually have a calendar like this. I have a 6-month planner that if you sit down for 2 hours with this planner, you will have all of the ideas for everything that you want to talk about for the next 6 months. A weekly thing. So it wouldn't be all the content done, but then you would say, okay, how do you teach them how to batch and like compress their time? So then you know what to talk to. So if that person has a time problem, you know exactly what to speak about. There may be a money problem, which really just means, hey, I'm not actually bringing in enough money right now through my business. So how can you help them to get some quick wins to bring more money in, through your product? Will your product help with that? I know not all products do, or all information. So that's the key thing. That one tweak is going to absolutely change. It's just going to change everything if you can get it right. And you just have to keep trying until you hit upon that product and that way of talking and the benefits that really gets them. So that's the one thing. The one thing is to talk about the benefits and not the features. Put the benefits up front and definitely have a section with the features in it, but do not make the features the feature. Got it? Do not make the features the feature. And then another thing that really helps, and these are just sort of little add-ons, little bonuses for today, is what I call the lanyap. And so say somebody is at the point of deciding whether they want to do business with you or not. One of the things I like to do in contracts, and I do a lot of proposals and contracts, I like to throw in a little bonus sometimes and say, hey, here's a bonus that will help with what I'm doing for you. So giving you some ideas for bonuses. If I'm doing a done for you social media package for a company, I might put in, hey, we're going to do a mini strategy for you around content. Or I could say we're going to do a mini strategy around buyer intent, and then go out and do the research. And so I usually give something that's small that is really valuable. So it's like, it take me like maybe an hour or two to do, but it absolutely makes the whole package more interesting to that person. So I like to throw in little lanyards. That comes from New Orleans. I lived there for about a year when I was in high school, and I learned that term when I was there. But that's a little something thrown in, a little bonus, if you will. And then the last little tip I'm going to give you today is to stay in touch with your customers after they've turned you down. So this is something I think most of us, including me, don't do very well. So, or haven't done very well in the past. So I've been a lot more intentional about this in the last year or two, because sometimes people will turn you down the first time because just timing and a bunch of things. But if you keep in touch with them and you keep showing them your value and all of that kind of stuff, you're going to end up like they're going to come back to you, or they may even refer somebody else to you. So you want to keep in touch with people even after they've turned you down, but not like in a salesy way, pretty much in a nurturing way. So if they're on your email list, that's one thing. Like, so if you're doing like a product to lots of people, get an email list and nurture your list. I definitely have one of those, and I do that. And yeah, people will drop out of your email list, and that's to be expected. People will drop out every single time you send an email. You just have to get used to it. But you want to stay in touch with those people. But if it's like a bigger ticket kind of client, I mean, sometimes I send social media messages through DMs when I'm thinking about them, or I ask how they're doing, or I send them an article that I think that they would think was interesting, not my article, but other people's. So I just keeping that nurture list together. So if you have some of these clients, you can just put them on like a spreadsheet, and then just make sure you touch base with them like once a quarter. And that will help you to continue to keep those networks alive. And who knows, they may come back to you for that thing again, or they may not. But on the other hand, they may refer you. So that happens a lot to me too. Like, people will refer me to others because of that, sort of process of keeping in touch. So those are the three things I wanted to talk about today. I wanted to keep it short and sweet. Number one, sell the benefits, not the features. Number two, add a little lanyap into your proposals, just a little something extra that gets people over the hump. It has to be something that's related to the thing you're selling or trying to get them to take action on. Okay, it's got to be related. That's really important. And then number three, don't throw in an iPod. I mean, iPods, do they actually still do those? Anyway, don't just throw in something that isn't related to what you're teaching or doing. And then number three, stay in touch with them even if they've turned you down. Stay in touch with them and nurture them, and keep those networks alive. So those are the three things for today. I hope you guys are having a great day. I actually am speaking at the PRSA PR day here in Houston. It's all online this year still, so it's going to be interesting. I actually need to jump over there and join in. So if you're in that conference today, say holla. I'm going to be there, and I'm going to be talking about the 4 social secrets, smart social secrets that you can use in your social media. And so I'm out, and I will talk to you guys soon. Thank you so much for dropping by. And if you have any questions or thoughts about this, please leave them in the comments. Make sure that you subscribe if you're on YouTube for sure. And I will talk to you soon. Take care. Bye.